The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. America is about to have one of its biggest nights of the year as Kamala Harris and Donald Trump will meet for the first and probably last televised debate. The two will offer and convince Americans to vote for them come November 5. The candidates will have 2 minutes to answer questions, 2 minutes for rebuttals, and an additional minute for follow-ups and clarifications. Harris and Trump cannot ask questions to each other. Only the ABC moderators are permitted to ask the questions. The microphones of the two candidates will be also on mute if it is not their time to talk. Harris is expected to demonstrate that she can press her case against Trump better than Biden did. Meanwhile, Trump might paint the vice president as an out-of-touch liberal. Now, the presidential debate is expected to highlight Kamala Harris and Donald Trump's stark difference on various issues in the U.S. When it comes to climate issues, Harris has been pushing the U.S. to use green energy, while Trump has previously called the climate change as a hoax. Harris has previously called Trump as a threat to the United States democracy after the January 6 assault at the Capitol. Meanwhile, Trump vowed to pardon the January 6 defendants who assaulted police officers. Trump is also the first U.S. president to be convicted of felony crimes. Now, in terms of immigration, Harris has endorsed a comprehensive immigration reform that aims to help illegal immigrants to get citizenship. Meanwhile, Trump seeks to end birthright citizenship for the people born in the U.S. whose parents are illegal immigrants. Both candidates expressed support for Israel, but Harris is also pushing for a ceasefire, while Trump urged Israel to, quote, finish the job quickly. Trump is also calling for more aggressive responses against pro-Palestinian protests in college campuses. Incumbent U.S. President and then Democratic nominee Joe Biden and his predecessor Donald Trump exchanged views and insults during their first debate back in June. Let's take a look back.
We're a failing nation right now. We're a seriously failing nation. And we're a failing nation because of him. His policies are so bad. His military policies are insane. They're insane. These are wars that will never end with him. He will drive us into World War III, and we're closer to World War III than anybody can imagine. We are very, very close to World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, all of these, Putin, they don't respect him. They don't fear him.
And right now, we're needed. We're needed to protect the world because our own safety is at stake. And again, you want to have a war, just let Putin go ahead and take Kyiv, make sure they move on, see what happens in Poland, Hungary, and other places along that border. Then you have a war. The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. And the fact of the matter is, what he's telling you is simply not true. The fact is that there was no effort on his part to stop what was going on up in Capitol Hill.
First of all, the Supreme Court just approved the abortion bill, and I agree with their decision to have done that, and I will not block it. What happened is we brought it back to the states, and the country is now coming together on this issue. It's been a great thing. But I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, you know, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way, and I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
All Filipinos are also tuning in to this highly anticipated presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. What does this debate mean for us here in the Philippines? And to answer that, we have former presidential political affairs advisor and political pundit, Mr. Ronald Llamas. Sir Ronald, good morning. Let's get right to it. What are your general expectations for this debate? I mean, we're talking about less than 2 months before the November 5 election. So how high are the stakes in this debate between Harris and Trump?
Good morning, Pauline, and to all your listeners. This is a very important debate, as you said. this is the first time and probably the last time Kamala and Trump will have this debate. And most voters already know how Trump will conduct the debate. They're still curious about Kamala. This is the first time Kamala will be in a debate. Usually she speaks in friendly crowds. So both of them will be targeting the undecided voters on key issues like inflation, immigration, crime and violence, healthcare, energy, etc. But this will have a more local perspective because the winner in 2 months in November will be the winner based on the swing states. So what we mean by swing states are states which will in very small margin decide the winner in this election. No? For example, it will be Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, no, which will determine who will be the winner by less than 3% of the votes. This is a different system from the Philippines. In the U.S., everyone has one vote, but the electoral college, the states, or perhaps what we call provinces in the Philippines, the number of voters per state, per province, their total will determine who will win as president. So they call it the electoral college. You have a certain percentage per state, or in our case, per province. And that percentage will have the total who will then determine who will be the president and vice president. So it's a different system from us. You may win in the popular vote, like Clinton, Hillary Clinton, like Gore, Vice President Gore, but you may lose in the electoral college. You can also win in both, like Obama, in the popular vote and in the electoral college, like Biden.
Correct.
But it can also happen that you will win the popular vote and yet lose in the electoral college. The electoral college will be the determinant in all of this. So that is why the swing states will determine who will be the winner by less than 3% of the votes.
Well, so far, based on polls, these two candidates have been neck and neck. Some are 51 to 49, 50-50 in some states. So I guess this is really a high-stakes debate for both candidates. But Sir Ronald, talking about it from a local's perspective, what should we look out for? What should we watch out for in this debate? Do you think the two candidates will touch on foreign policies concerning the Philippines?
Yes, like Trump will be attacking Kamala as the vice president of Biden, as the one running the show, especially in foreign policy. Trump will link the wars of the U.S. in Afghanistan, in Ukraine, and in Gaza, in Palestine, as negative elements against Kamala Harris. No? In our region, it's more unpredictable. Like Trump said that he will not defend Taiwan unless Taiwan foot the bill.
All right, Sir Ronald, I'm sorry, we're going to have to cut you right there because the debate is already starting on ABC News, but we'd love to catch up with you again after this high-stakes debate. For now, the stage is set for the first ever televised debate between Democratic presidential nominee U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and Republican nominee Donald Trump, who will be facing each other for this high-stakes debate ahead of the November 5 elections. Let's listen in.
Here now, David Muir and Lindsay Davis.
Good evening, I'm David Muir, and thank you for joining us for tonight's ABC News presidential debate. We want to welcome viewers watching on ABC and around the world tonight. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump are just moments away from taking the stage in this unprecedented race for president.
And I'm Lindsay Davis. Tonight's meeting could be the most consequential event of their campaigns, with Election Day now less than 2 months away.